Good day, everyone. Today we're looking at features. If you're trying to trade features, the NASDAQ. So I'm going to teach you guys how I go around it and the things that I look for before taking a trade. Right. So without wasting any time, I would look for example, let's use this example. We are going to look for an area or a zone rather, a zone where price created a high, right? We have equal highs right here, relevantly equal highs right here, right? So this area right here, there was some attention. Okay, let me not say attention, but there's interest in such areas because the moment that we have this right here, we are expecting price to react in such areas, right? We should expect price to come back to such zones if we have price looking like this, right? So we should expect price to come back and maybe try or attempt to break these areas. So we're gonna keep in mind also time, right? Because usually okay, this would be 11. Okay, usually after 12 p.m. midnight, that's where typically I expect price to start returning. Okay, it would be right here. So after midnight, price started dropping, and then right after, it was like closer to 12:30, price started to return, breaking this zone right here, right? Which this was our area of interest right here, right? So notice how price is breaking, but it keeps closing below this zone. So that becomes a valuable thing to look at also, because now we're noticing that price didn't necessarily get to this point to go higher, right? It came to this point to take out these guys where their stop losses around these areas or above these highs right here. So the reason why price came back might be just to take out these guys right here. So what we are looking for is we're looking for a break of structure. We're looking for a break of structure. So we got our break of structure right here. After price took out liquidity right here, because remember we have liquidity right here. There's people who are just jumping in after they feel like there's a rejection or whatnot. So there's gonna be people who are gonna enter trades early, right? So the market knows this, right? It understands that it can't just get to this area right here and just go down, like it has to make sure that it takes all the liquidity right before it goes down, right? But at this point we're not yet decided on if we are taking the trade or we're just waiting, right? But we understand that there's liquidity right here, which is what was taken, and we had liquidity also being taken right here, at these highs right there. So after we have all that liquidity being taken out, we notice that now we're getting a break of structure. It's only now that we're getting a break of structure right here. Price broke structure, right? After breaking structure, we're getting a pin bar coming back to this fair value gap that was provided for us right here. So price came back with a pin bar after a break of structure right here, and then it closed with a pin bar. So immediately after that close, this would be an entry for us. This would be an entry. So your entry would be here. So this would have closed there slightly. Maybe you would have entered around here. So your stop would be right there, and you would target that. Right. So this would have given you an easy 1:2, right? But obviously there's more to it. I still have to teach you how to manage a trade, right? So that I feel like I have to make a separate lesson, because it's very important that when you're trading, you pay attention to potential reversals, right? Because price often, not all the time, will price hit your target. So you should be able to see these things through before happening, right? So on today's lesson, I was just teaching you guys the ways of just looking at the features, right? Ways of just looking at feature trading, right? So that you understand what price is telling you when it does certain things, or what to do when price is giving you certain signals, right? So I'll do more examples on a similar trade like this one, right? So that you guys are able to understand what to do and what not to do. But before I close this lesson right here, I want to point out a few things. There's gonna be times where price doesn't necessarily break these levels right here. There's gonna be times where we just get the weeks. The weeks are just gonna be the ones that are outside. Just know that when that happens, you have a stronger chance that the price might go down. So usually when you get price breaking with bodies, there's a chance that it might continue going higher. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be technical about it. It helps you understand what the market is trying to tell you and what you have to do at that time, right? So this right here is a very good example of when you get candlesticks breaking higher from a previous high or whatever. So this right here is a good example, because now you're getting price coming back after breaking. And this is where a lot of traders get trapped, because they think that the market is trying to create a bullish movement, right? They thinking that the prices are starting to go higher and higher, but this right here was just trying to take these guys out. This wasn't necessarily a shift in the market. This right here was just stop hunts. This was just liquidity right here, because notice how it dropped after that, right? So it came back after, but notice how I just used the 1 minute time frame. So all this, you just use the 1 minute time frame. And another thing I want to point out is that as I teach you guys this trading strategy, later on in the future, I'm gonna be introducing also time, because a lot of these movements right here, they happen because of time, certain times, there's certain times that you should expect to trade or such moves. I mean, at certain times it becomes easier, right? Rather than just trading whenever you feel like it. So I'm gonna be introducing how to utilize time so that you are able to guarantee or to to assure yourself that you likely to be profitable. That it's very easy when you also understand how the market uses time, when it comes to movements and getting the best trades. So that also I'm gonna be teaching you guys later on in the lesson. But for now, I just want you guys to understand that the market uh really really is a tricky way, a tricky thing. I mean, the market is a tricky thing, and sometimes the way you understand the market isn't always the right way. So just be open about it. Try to understand that sometimes you just have to look at it for what it is. You shouldn't try to force things, right? So I want you guys to digest what I just showed you and just paper trade it, man. Just look, check it out for yourself, and you'll understand a lot of these things that I'm telling you. And then I'll be preparing another lesson so that I explain how the market uses time before dropping or before deciding to make big moves. But till then, love you guys.